Today is October 2nd. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live. Hey, it's the postseason edition with no cards in sight. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey, brought to you each and every day by Royal Banks of Missouri and Munganast St. Louis Acura. Rammer tomorrow on Tuesday, the MLB postseason will get underway with the wild card round. Same format as last year. Games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all at the same venue. No traveling between the two different teams. And the first team to win two games moves on to the divisional round where the Braves, Dodgers, Astros, and Orioles all sit and wait. I like the format.
Are true.
Yeah, I like the format. Last year going into it, there was a lot of unknown in how it would go down. The Cardinals get swept to the Phillies, and here we are back for round two of it. If anything, the only issue I have is I love that it was on the weekend last year. I love that it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing last year, but now they don't have to share any time at all with any other sports. They get the sports world really to themselves on these 3 days.
Yeah, I'm fine with it all, except I miss the one-game tiebreak playoffs instead of the formatted tiebreaker. I miss that. I understand the issues with logistics and all those, so I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying I miss it.
Are you upset that there's not a game being played today between the Marlins and the Mets for that rainout that happened about a week ago, just to determine stuff that there wasn't? Because it wouldn't be it would still be game 162. It wouldn't be the 163 that you're talking about that you miss. Or are you talking about the one game play-in, or are you talking about a game 163?
I'm talking about when teams are tied at the end of the regular season, and rather than go to tiebreaker, they should play it out. I miss it. Again, I'm not up in arms about it. I don't really care that much, but I miss it.
The series that we will get this week, you have the Rangers at the Rays, the Blue Jays at the Twins, the Diamondbacks at the Brewers, the Marlins at the Phillies. Rammer, of those four series, I will let you pick the one that we talk about first. Which one intrigues you the most?
Oh, gosh, I haven't really looked at it intriguing. I'd go more chronologically because the Rangers really screwed up and lost yesterday and lost the division title and and dropped to the wild card round. And that's going to be a real challenge for them. I think when they've got their starting nine in the lineup, their offense is not as good as the Braves, but it's right there with the Dodgers, maybe just a shade behind the Dodgers. It's really good. But they hadn't been healthy a lot in their ups and downs in September. But the real problem they had was the bullpen.
Yeah.
They tried to address it at the trade deadline. It got better. And I'm not a finger pointer. Everybody's got to pick each other up. But Chapman is the guy that's been exposed in September.
The Rangers, they do get the short straw here as they finish the season with 90 wins, and they will be playing on the road against the 99-win Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays, too, kind of get the short straw of things. The Minnesota Twins, 87 wins on the regular season, and they are hosting the 3 games this week. So that means the Rangers are on the road. The 89-win Blue Jays are also on the road, and the 99-win Rays have to play. They don't get a bye either because the 90-win Houston Astros, they get that first round bye. So when you go by records, when you go by regular season records, didn't really matter, or in the end for the Rangers and the Rays, they both kind of get screwed with their postseason draw.
Well, win your division. That's the rules.
Yep.
The only way to avoid those kinds of statistical anomalies is to not have divisions. That's okay with me too, if that's what we want to do, and play everybody the same. Then you would have no complaints and put it out there. But if you say, "Oh, eliminate the divisions," everybody, "Oh, eliminate the leagues," "Oh, it's awful." So if you don't want to play it even and balanced, then this is what you get.
A little stat for you: both the Orioles and the Blue Jays defeated every team in Major League Baseball this year. First time it was possible with the schedule. They beat every single team at least one game this season. So it's the fact that two teams did it, I think, is pretty cool in year one. For that Rangers and Rays, that first round matchup, former Cardinal Jordan Montgomery is going to go up against Tyler Glasnow in that series. I could tell you this: the Rangers, when they looked at their little crystal ball and they decided who was going to be their game one starter back in spring training, Jordan Montgomery was not on that list. When they made the deals at the trade deadline for their game one starter, Jordan Montgomery was not on that list. And yet here he is again, being a starter in the wild card round. He did it last year, pitched really well for the Cardinals when he started in that wild card round, and just wasn't able to get the win for the Redbirds.
Yeah, I think he saw what we saw pitching for the Cardinals, that this guy's a gamer. And I don't think they're worried about it one bit. And it's two huge dudes going at each other. Montgomery is not likely to go too deep, but neither is Glasnow. He has been really up and down. I think this will only be his 22nd start of the year. So I think offense is going to win out here. And, Tampa's banged up a little bit too. So I'm not sure that I think either one of those teams is a heavy favorite.
Yeah, last year in the, or I should say this year for the Rangers, since the trade from the Cardinals, Jordan Montgomery started 11 games and had a 2.79 ERA with a WHIP of 1.09. Both of those stats significantly better than what he did for his time with the Cardinals. So the Rangers, you would have to think, are very, very happy with the trade that they made.
He was good. He was very good for the Cardinals, but he took it up a notch with the Rangers.
The other American League Series, as we mentioned, the Blue Jays, they head to Minnesota to take on the Twins. Blue Jays with the better record, but they're a wild card team. The Twins won the AL Central, so they get not only do they get the home seed here, they also get the 6th seed in the playoffs. Kevin Gausman versus Pablo Lopez in that series. And this is, we were talking trades with Jordan Montgomery. I mean, just the Twins, the Marlins, they traded Pablo Lopez for Luis Arraez. Both of those, I mean, those couldn't be better deals than those two teams made to swap guys. Arraez ends up winning the National League batting title this year. Pablo Lopez starts game one for the Twins. The Twins are a team you kind of look at it. I don't know much about this Twins team. And I just know it was a really, really weak AL Central this year that they won kind of by default.
Well, they're only 2 games less than the Blue Jays.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are a wild card team, though, and they were 3rd in their division.
What I'm saying is, I think it's a pretty even matchup. The point, I think the Twins have nice pitching and a very good bullpen. What they're missing is 3 studs out of the middle of their lineup. Buxton, Correa, and the third name escapes me. Can 2, or if the baseball gods are looking out for the Twins, all 3 can come back and contribute offensively, then they can start to match up offense with the Blue Jays. They won't be as good on paper offensively, but it gives them a couple of more weapons in their lineup. So I think to me, it's kind of the Blue Jays offense against the Twins bullpen.
Yeah, the Twins have already announced too. They'll have Sonny Gray going for them in game 2. So Pablo Lopez in game 1, Sonny Gray in game 2, 2 all-stars.
Future Cardinal Sonny Gray.
Now we'll get to the future Cardinal later on in the preview of.
So there's another one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's another one. Diamondbacks at Milwaukee. This is one right here. So I told you last week, I bet the under on win total for Milwaukee this year. They go and they run away with the NL Central this year. They have Corbin Burns going on the mound for them in game 1. But Craig Counsell announced earlier today that Brandon Woodruff will not be available, will not be on the roster for the wild card round for the Brewers, and his just entire being on the roster for any postseason series is kind of up in the air right now with some right shoulder issues. That hurts a lot for the Brewers. The Diamondbacks in game 1 are throwing, you're going to have to help me with this name, Rammer, Brandon Pfaadt.
Fat.
That's what I'll go with on that. But that being said, they they have they have him going in game one, which means they have Zach Gallen and they have Merrill Kelly ready for game 2 and game 3. So I think even if they win game 1, they are sitting real pretty for those next 2 games. If they lose game 1, I don't think they have to worry that much about what's ahead of them.
And flip it. Council says he won't say it publicly. Probably we've got to win game 1. Burns is going. We got to win it, and then find a way to get one of those other 2.
Yeah, that's exactly the case there. Arizona, one of those teams. I mean, Arizona, Miami, the Reds, those 3 teams right there were the ones that they just kind of surprised you all year. You were waiting for them to fall off, and they kind of withstood the Reds and the Cubs as the season went on, and those 2 teams kind of taking the place of the Mets, the Padres, the Cardinals. When you looked at who was going to be in the postseason this year, those were the teams they performed well above knocking out teams that underperformed this season. So a team that they're kind of playing with house money at this point.
I think the Brewers are the favorite, but if they stumble, as you said, in either game 2 or 3, it could go against them.
The Miami Marlins, Skip Schumacher's Miami Marlins, taking on the Philadelphia Phillies in the final series of the National League. Do you know, Rammer, that in postseason history, that in 2020, in the weird postseason that we had there where 8 teams made it from each division, and it was the long expanded, that was the first time in Major League history that the Marlins lost a playoff series, was in 2020. The only other 2 years they went there. They won the World Series.
I'll be darned.
Yeah,
that's stat of the day. I like
it. So you have the Marlins going there. I just, you know what? I mean, for as much as the Marlins fought this year, and as much as I want to cheer for Skip Schumacher, man, not having Alcantara there, this is a whole different team if everybody's healthy for this Marlins squad.
Yeah, and probably better. And speaking of health, Arias didn't play very much in that last week. I think it's an ankle. They need him in the lineup. St. Louis and Jake Berger came up huge for them after the trade deadline. If Arias can get back in there, obviously, well, it's obvious to me. I think the Phillies are still a strong favorite, but I think Skip will have his guys scrapping a little bit. And if Arias can get on base a couple times a game, and then you got Soler and Berger and on. They can make it a good series, I think.
The Phillies will be going with Zach Wheeler in game 1, Jesus Luzardo pitching for the Marlins on their side of things in game 2. This is the only series where we know who the game 2 starters are from the start. Braxton Garrett going for the Marlins in game 2, and then future Cardinal Aaron Nola pitching for the Phillies on Wednesday's game. The Phillies, they were in the World Series last year. I think they are the most dangerous team in this wild card round. I think.
Most dangerous team
in the wild card round. The wild card round. Yeah, of these 8 teams. Of these 8 teams, this is the Phillies are the team that I would sit there and I would say the Phillies will be playing in the league championship series if I had to pick one of these 8 teams to go there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I really like watching them play. They're a fun team. They have a little bit of everything. Their offense can really get rolling. It's if you're going to rank offenses without just looking at raw numbers, they're in the top 5 probably in baseball, and can really be exciting. So
that offense with Trey Turner has been so hot in the month of September. I just think if you get a little something from Kyle Schwarber, if you just get a little, if he gets on a roll like we have seen him do, I think Kyle Schwarber could put you on his back and he can win a series for you.
Yeah, he just has to keep doing what he does. It doesn't have to be home runs. It can be walks and just be dangerous. And the rest of that lineup will take hold. The lineup was going so good that for a while, Castellanos was hitting 7th. 100 RBIs, hitting 7th.
Yeah. Kyle Schwarber became the first player in Major League history to hit 40 home runs and bat under 200. on the on the season, a 197 average with 47 home runs for Kyle Schwarber this season. That really is just a crazy stat. An OPS of over 800 with a 197 batting average for him. So we will, those are your 4 series starting off on a Tuesday afternoon, 2:00 for the first pitch of the first game, and that will be on ABC. All the other games are going to be on ESPN throughout the week, and it was announced earlier today that that Adam Wainwright will be on the call for the ALDS series. I believe they said that in the Astros series, I think is what they said. I think that's what I saw. Maybe I could be wrong, but I did see he's going to be in the booth for the American League Divisional Series, one of the 2 American League Divisional Series coming up next week. And we didn't really talk about that at all, Rammer. But your thoughts on the ceremony yesterday before the game for the Cardinals celebrating the career of Adam Wainwright?
Well, as far as the front office and the organization goes, the last 12 months hasn't been too thrilling. But nobody in the game puts on an event like Cardinal game day presentation. So if this whole group gets canned, they can at least go into the wedding planning business, and they'll be the best in the business. No, seriously. When they put on a show at the ballpark, it's as good as it gets. And when you talk about red jackets and opening day and Cardinal Hall of Fame, the Cardinals set the standard for the rest of Major League Baseball. Nobody does it better, and yesterday is just more proof to that point.
Did you do a double take when you heard John Grisham was there? Because
I did look up, and then I realized, he came, he's invited. He was as a friend of Tony. I got to meet Grisham a couple of times at spring training when I was still covering spring training as a friend of Tony, and talked ball with him. Really, really a nice man.
Nice. That's awesome. The other one, too, I wanted to touch on was the Miguel Cabrera celebrations this weekend that they did up in Detroit. I don't think I've ever seen parents throw out a first pitch to their player child, but that was cool. That was really cool. And hey, you know what? His mom got it up there. So she wasn't going to embarrass her boy on his final weekend. She threw a nice pitch up there that weekend.
Probably 30 years since she had previously done it, but she still got the heater.
I'm going to guess both of them were in their backyards practicing a whole bunch when they found out that they were. Yeah.
I would be, and when your son makes the big leagues, I'll tell you, get your arm loose.
But I thought that was a really cool celebration they did for Miguel Cabrera. Yeah. It'd been a long time since they were successful with him on their team, but it was nice that they sent him out the way that they did for a future first ballot Hall of Famer, like he was. So fun times all around. But now the games, they mean even more as we get into October. Rammer and I will be with you periodically throughout the month of October for all kinds of postseason play and anything else that happens to come up as the month goes on, whether it's managerial hirings, firings of the sorts, and as always, brought to you by the fine folks at Bootleg and Tavern. They will have all the games on all month long out at Bootleg and Tavern. They also have football on all season long as well. Get that special $30 for a bucket of beer and a bucket of wings out at Bootleg and Tavern at 4501 Shodo out in the Grove. Also brought to you each and every day by Rammer, our friends at Royal Banks.
Royal Banks in Missouri for over 60 years in the metro area, and the footprint is expanding to give you that great banking knowledge and expertise, whether you're talking about St. Louis, the East Side, St. Charles, or Northeast Missouri. Each and every branch says it's Royal Banks, where better service means better banking.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live postseason preview edition. Wild Card starts Tuesday at 2:00, and we'll talk about it all month long right here on ClaimsOnline.com.
Munganess St. Louis Acura has a great selection of new and certified pre-owned Acuras. Get 3.9% financing for up to 36 months on all new Acura models, or get $1,000 in loyalty incentives on the 2023 TLX and RDX, and $750 in loyalty incentives on the 2024 Integra. Get financing as low as 1.99% for up to 36 months on certified pre-owned TLX and MDX models. Munganess St. Louis Acura, better than ever.